Look at this. This is from Wilson Combat. This is a 6-arc 18-inch barrel. A little bit thin on the profile from what I'm used to. And some fluting. But this is beautiful. A recessed target crown. I'm almost scared to take it out of its packaging. But we do what we must. I don't have any pin gauges, but I'm getting approximately 0.075 inches for the gas port. I say approximately because this is not the best way of measuring it, and it's just approximate. For some of my other barrels, I have a carbine length gas system. 0.068 has been kind of what I see a lot of, and for rifle length, seems to be 0.093 to 0.096, case depending. So 0.075 seems appropriate. I'm no expert though. Okay, forgive the shaky camera at first. We're going in with a bore scope. And this is a hand polished chamber. You can still see some of the tooling marks, but wow is it shiny. Here's the case neck area. There we go. Still a lot of glare. And now we're looking at the leads and the lands. And look at this. So now this is button pulled rifling, and you might think, oh, that's copper fouling. It's actually not. So this is something you also see with Shaw barrels. And it turns out manufacturers who are worth their salt, rather, I should say, when they do button rifling, they actually put on a type of copper plating. Then they pull through that button, even though that button has some... Hold up, I'm distracted. At first I was just seeing copper, but is that copper deposits, or am I seeing some sort of oxidation there? It's not blue, so I wonder what it could be. Anyway, so this copper plating is actually there to act as a type of lubricant to help take some of the stress from when they pull the button through the barrel. So that way it helps eliminate galling. But otherwise, wow. Like even for a button rifled barrel, that splotchiness is really getting there. Wow. That's going to be interesting to look at. How far in is that? We haven't even found the gas port yet. Okay, things are kind of clearing up a bit. And what's that? I'm scared to bump it. Let's try to sneak past it. And let's get to the crown. The crown so far looks superb. So yeah, the dimensions look fantastic. How uniform everything is looks fantastic. But the splotchiness and whatever that is right there is not so great. So let me put on the 90-degree mirror. Okay, in we go with the mirror. Here's the shoulder junction, neck junction. Wow. Those are remarkably even. This is fantastic looking. But here, yeah, you see how it's dark? It's definitely that copper plating. Let's zoom up to the gas port. Let's see if we can take a closer look. Okay, here's the gas port, and yikes. See how you can see there? Wow, you can even see where, yeah, it's totally half and half with the land. And you can see where the land is on that piece of metal sticking out. That's kind of wretched looking. That is actually the worst gas port, literally, I've ever seen. There was one time with another barrel that had been hand lapped that there was I'm going to go ahead and say a lead goober. So basically a ball of lead that had been stuck in there from when they did the hand lapping. This is not a ball of lead. That's clearly some of the metal from the barrel. I'm going to have to find some way to knock that out. I'm hoping a cleaning rod will do it. So let's go all the way to the crown. Let's take a look around. Oh, interesting. So you can see where it's definitely chamfered. It's a heavy chamfer. And that looks pretty even. You can see where there's maybe a slight little bit of a lip there. Who knows though. I'll run a cleaning rod through. We'll see how things look. Anyway, so yeah, the splotches are kind of concerning. Like that might actually be corrosion. Okay, let's run a clean patch through it and see how that affects things. Okay, gents, here's my Wilson Combat Barrel. 6-arc Starline Brass, 107 grain Nosler Custom Competition, Remington 7.5 primers, and Winchester 41. We have 4 shots of the Remington 7.5, 5 shots of the Winchester, and then our usual load workup with Staball 6.5. So this is from the minimum load all the way up to the pretty close to maximum if we were using 107 grain Sierra Match Kings. But these are Nosler Custom Competitions. They're really close, so I felt okay doing that. There's no pressure signs, so it feels well. The last one, there is some slight compression though. These are actually seated out further than the rest. Don't worry, those shots are coming from the pistol range. Let's take a look at our groups. Let's go over the Remington first. Double grouping, not a good start. Things start to actually, the point to impact centralizes. That's what I'm trying to say. Here, things start to get kind of dicey again. Then things shift suddenly up, and then they stay about the same and up there. And that's actually a drastic shift to the point to impact too. So, previously, I had tested my McGowan Precision Barrel, and around this point, I had a similar drastic point to impact that was actually far more drastic than this. That's about an inch, maybe an inch and a half up. That's not like 2 or 3 inches to the left. And that was a bull barrel. What's up with that? Anyway, let's take a look at the Winchester 41 primers. So these are pretty much the same as CCI, but not. Anyway, moving on. Same as CCI and 41s in the sense that they're military spec. That's what I meant to say. So here you can see again, vertical stringing. But these are definitely hitting lower. That seems to be the theme overall. Look at this. 4 shots in 1 hole. Hello, me from the future here. I did not see that 1 shot that landed just below the letter D. I'm going to claim that as an actual flyer. With a flyer upwards. And this is harmonically induced because look at over here. When things are separating out, things are moving to the left, but we still have some shots going there. So I don't really trust this. This is great. This is looking. I mean, if I can replicate that, that's great. But this is too narrow of a node, I'd say, to really trust. Then again, we have a slight shift going up, but things, they are getting better though, so that's kind of nice. And actually, that's a trend that's repeated. And then for our final charge, yeah, I realize I'm kind of going wonky. There's other people shooting out here, and I had to be resourceful. I had to use some of my old targets. Anyway, groups are starting to split up, but same point to impact. So very interesting. I might have been too harsh on the McGowan Precision Barrel that I had, but still, for a bull barrel, that was really weird. That was really, really weird. So nothing I really overall trust here, but the fact that they're, like the point to impact shifts, kind of that general trend and how things are forming up, like starting off bad, narrowing up, then scattering out, and then going up. I mean, they both do that. That's very interesting. Definitely, though, I would say that the Winchester primers overall performed better. Like, even though it's an extra shot, they still did better. So, the Staball 6.5 being a ball powder definitely favors a hotter primer. We already kind of knew that, but this is just kind of more evidence to that.